Hello guys, welcome to Ashutosh Coaching Center. Okay, now hello guys, welcome to Ashutosh Coaching Center. Today we are going to starting chapter number 10, and the chapter name is microbes in human welfare. Now let's start. Beside the microscopic plants and animals, microbes are the major component of biological system on this earth. You have studied about diversity of living organisms in class 11. Do you remember which kingdom among the living organisms contain microorganisms, which are the ones that are only microscopic? Microbes are present everywhere in soil, water, air, inside our body, that are and that on other animals and plants. They are present even at a site there were no other life forms could possible exist. Sites such as deep inside the geysers, thermal vents, and where the temperature may be high 100 degrees Celsius, deep in the soil under the snow, several meters thick in highly acidic environment. Microbes are diverse protozoa, bacteria, fungi, and microscopic animals and plant viruses, viroids, and also prions. These are the proteinaceous protein proteinaceous infection agent. Some of the microbes are shown in figure 10.1 and 10.2. Okay, तो 10.1 and 10.2 भी हम देख ही लेते हैं. ये हमारा 10.1 एंड 10.2 का सारा एग्जांपल ए पे दे रखा है, तो डजेंट मैटर. 10.1 एंड 10.2 बाद देख लेंगे. Okay, now microbes like bacteria and many fungi can be grown on nutritive media to a form colonize. Figure 10.3 that can be seen and with the naked eyes, and some such cultural cultures are useful in the study in microorganisms. Okay, आप इसका स्क्रीनशॉट लेके काम चला सकते हो जब तक के लिए. ये काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट है. ओके, दीज आर वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट. यस, एंड इसको आप नोट कर ले एक अलग पेज में, क्योंकि जितने भी मैंने ड्राइंग बताया है वो सब बहुत काम आएगा. डायग्राम सब. ओके, डायग्राम को अच्छे से ड्रॉ करें और इसे आप एक अच्छे से कॉपी में लिख कर रखें ताकि आपको बाद में पढ़ने में मज़ा आए. In chapter 8, you have read that the microbes cause using a large number of diseases in in humans, and they also cause diseases in animals and plants. But this should not make you think that all microbes are harmful. Several microbes are useful to man diverse way. Some of the important contribution of microbes in human welfare are discussed in chapter microbes in household product. You would be surprised to know that microbes product delivered from the everyday. A common example is the production of curd of milk from the milk, and the microorganisms such as lactobacillus and the commonly lactic acid lab lactic acid bacteria. Okay, that's called lab, and grown in milk convert it to curd, and during growth the lab produces acid to coagulate and partially digest the milk proteins. A small amount of curd added to a fresh milk, the inoculum or starter, contain millions of lab, which at the suitable temperature multiplying the thus the converting milk into a curds to the curds. Okay, which also improves its nutritional quality by the increasing vitamins B12, and in our stomach to lab play beneficial role in the checking disease causing microbes. The dough which is used to making food such as dosa, idli is also fermented by bacteria. Okay, and the puffed up appearance of douche due to the production of CO2 gases. Can you tell which metabolic pathway taking place resulting in the formation of CO2? Where do you think bacteria for this fermentation come from? Similarly, douche, which is used to making curd, and the fermented using Bacillus yeast and the sarcaic hmm, Saccharomyces and the cerevisiae. ओके, दैट इसको नोट कर ले, आप काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है। सीरीवाइसिया, ठीक है। एंड अ नंबर ऑफ ट्रेडिशनल ड्रिंक एंड द फूड्स आर ऑल्सो मेड बाय द फर्मेंटेशन बाय द microbes. Toddy and a traditional drink of some parts of southern India is made by the fermenting sap from the palms. Microbes are also used to ferment fishes and soybean and the bamboo shoot to make cheese. Cheese is the one of the most oldest food in which microbes were used. Different varieties of cheese are used, known by the contrast characteristic texture and flavor of taste and speciality the coming out from the microbes. For example, large whole Swiss cheese and are due to the production of large amount of CO2 by the bacterium named and propium bacteria and the सरमंजी. तो ये बात ध्यान रखें कि जो नैनो बहुत सारी चीज़ बनने के लिए एक बैक्टीरिया है, तो इसको बोलते हैं सरमंजी। ओके, सरमंजी एक बैक्टीरिया है जिसकी मदद से कोई भी मतलब कि अलग अलग तरह का चीज़ बनाया जाता है। And the Roquefort cheese are dipped by the growing specific fungi on them, which give them particular flavor. Okay, 10.2 microbes in industrial product. Even in industry, microbes are used in synthesize number of product and valuable to human beings, beverage and the antibiotics. Some examples: production on an industrial scale and required growing the microbes in a very large vessel called fermenters. Example 10.4. Okay, now fermented beverage. Microbes, especially yeast, have used to time sorry immemorial for the production of beverage like wine, beer, whiskey, brand of rums, and for this purpose yeast psychosis and cerveza used for the bread making and the commonly called brass yeast is used to fermenting malted cereals and use juice to produce ethanol. Do you collect the metabolic reaction which result in the production of ethanol by the yeast? Depending on the type of raw material is used to the fermentation and the type of processing with and without distillation. Different types of alcoholic drinks are obtained. Wine and beer are the produced without distillation, whereas whiskey and brandy and the rums are the produced by the distillation of fermented broth. And the photography fermentation plants is also known as shown in figure 10.5. एंटीबायोटिक्स क्या होता है? एंटीबायोटिक हम देख लेते हैं। इस फिगर को आप ध्यान से नोट्स कर ले। फर्मेंटर्स क्या होता है? जैसे फर्मेंटर्स the antibiotic produced by the microbes are regarded as one of the most significant discoveries of the 20th century, have already greatly contributed towards the welfare of human society. And is a anti is a Greek word means against and biomes means life. Okay, uh, together they means against life in the uh, context of disease causing germ organism. Various reference of humans beings, they are pro-life and not against. Antibiotic are chemical substance which are produced by the by some microbes and can kill or retard the growth of other disease causing microbes. You are familiar with the commonly used antibiotic penicillin. Do you know the penicillin was the first antibiotic to be discovered? It was by James discovery Alexander Fleming while the working Staphylococci bacteria, and observed the mood growing is one of the unwashed plates around the staphylococcus cocci could not grow, and if he found that the was due to the chemical produced by the mood and named the penicillin after the penicillin notatum. However, its full potential is an as an effective antibiotic was stabilized much later by the Ernst Chen and the Howard Florey. The antibiotic was extremely used to treat American soldiers wounded in World War II. Fleming, Chen, and the Florey were rewarded Nobel Prize in 1945 for this discovery. Okay, uh, and now after penicillin, the other antibiotic were also purified from the other microbes. Can you the name of some antibiotic that find their resources? Antibiotic have greatly improved our capacity to great deadly digest such as plague, whooping and cough, and the kali khasi, whooping cough, and diphtheria, gulguttu, and the leprosy, crust frog, and which is used to kill millions of over globe today. You can't imagine without ये क्या हो गया? 10.2.3 chemicals, enzymes, and other bioactive molecules. Microbes are also used for commercial and industrial production. Certain chemicals like organic acid and alcohol and enzymes. Example: acid producer Aspergillus niger as fungus of citric acid. Bacterium bacterium of acetic acid, and the clostridium and the butylicium bacterium of butyric acid, and the lactobacilli is a bacterium of lactic acid. Okay, yeast इसको बोलते हैं Saccharomyces, and the cerevisiae is used to the commercial production of ethanol. Microbes are also used to production of enzymes, and lipase are the used in the detergent formulation. Okay, and helpful it in removing only a stains laundry. And you have noticed bottled fruit juice pouch from the market and the clear as compared to the made at home. It is because bottled juice are clarified with the pectinase and protease. Okay, this is a very important line. Pectinase and protease. Streptococcus and modified by the genetic engineering is used as a clot buster and for the removing clots from the blood vessel of patient who have undergoes myocardial inf- infarction leading to heart attack. Okay, under bioactive molecules, cyclosporin that is used to as an immunosuppressive agent. Okay, in organs and transplant patient is produced by fungus trichoderma and the polysporum, and the statin produced by the yeast Monachus and the purpurus, and have been commercialized as a cholesterol and the lowering agent. It acts by the competitively inhibiting but the enzymes responsible for the synthesis of cholesterol. 10.3 in sewage treatment. We know that a large quantity of wastewater are generated every day in cities and towns. The major component of wastewater is human excreta, and the municipal wastewater is called sewage. Okay, what is called sewage? This is a very important line. Sewage क्या होता है तो जान ले. It contains a large amount of organic matter and microbes, many of which are pathogenic. Have you ever wondered what the use quantity of the sewage or urban wastewater is disposed of daily? This cannot discharge into a natural water bodies like rivers and streams directly. You can understand why the before the disposal hence sewage is treated treatment plants STPs to make less polluting treatment, and the treatment of wastewater is done by the heterotropics microbes naturally present in the sewage. This treatment is carried out two stages. Primary treatment. These treatment steps basically involve the physically removes of through uh, large and small from the sewage through filtration and sedimentation. These are removed in a stage. Initially, floating debris is removed by the sequentially filtration. Then the grate and the soil and the small pebbles are removed by the sedimentation. All solids that settle from the primary slug and super supertrend from the effluents, and the effluents from the primary setting tanks is taken for the secondary treatment. The secondary treatment or biological treatment, the primary effluents is passed into a large accretion addition tanks, figure 10.6. Okay, where it is constantly aggregated mechanically, and air is pumped into it, and this allow vigorous growth of useful aerobic micro into a flux masses of bacteria associated with the fungal filaments to form mesh-like structure. While the growing these microbes consume the major parts of organic matter in the effluents. This significantly reduce the board means biochemical oxygen demands of the effluents. BOD refers the amount of oxygen that would be consumed if all the organic matter in 1 liter of water were oxidized by the bacteria. Savage water is savage water is treated uh, till the board is reduced. Okay, and the board test measured the untake hmm, rate of untake till the board is reduced. The board measured rate of uptake of oxygen by microorganism in a simple sample of water, and thus indirectly BOD any board is a measure of organic matter present in water. Greater board wastewater, more its polluting potential. Once boards of sewage or wastewater reducing significantly, the effluents is passed into a setting tank where bacterial flosses are allowed to sediment. This sediment is called activated slug, and a small part of activation slug is pumped back into the aeration tank, the serve inoculum. The remaining major part of our slug pumped into a large tank called anaerobic slug digester. Here, other kind of bacteria which grow anaerobically digest the bacteria and the fungi in the slug. During the digestion, bacteria produce a mixture of gases such as methane, hydrosulfide, and carbon dioxide. These gases from the biogas can be used as source of energy and inflammable. The effluents from the secondary treatment plant is generally released into a natural water bodies like rivers, streams. An aerial view of such plant is an figure sorry such a plant is shown in figure 10.7. Okay, this is secondary treatments. इसको आप ध्यान रखिएगा, इसका भी आप स्क्रीनशॉट ले लीजिए. हाँ, चेक करें. क्या करोगे यार, जिंदगी हो गया है खराब। के और कुछ सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है, बड़ी सोच बहुत बेकार। You can appreciate how microbes play a major role in the treating millions of gallons of water waste या wastewater every day lives across the globes. The the methodology the the methodology has been practiced for more than a century now in almost part of the world. Till date, no man's-made technology has been able to rival microbes treatment and the of savage. You are aware due to the you are that aware you are aware that due to the increasing and urbanization and sewage, savage is being produced much larger quantity than even before than ever before. However, the number of sewage treatment plants has not increased enough to treat such large quantities, so untreated sewage is often discharged directly into a rivers leading and their pollutions and increases in waterborne diseases. The Ministry of Environment and the Forest initiated Ganga Activity Action and the plan and the Yamuna Action Plan to save these major rivers of country from the pollution. Under these plans is proposed to build a large number of sewage treatment and the plants so that only the treated sewage may be discharged in the river and the visit to a sewage treatment plant situated in any places near you would be a very interesting and educating experience. Now microbes in production of biogas. Biogas is a mixture of gases and the containing predominantly methane and produced by the microbial activity which may be used as fuel. And you have learned in microbes produce different type of gaseous end product and during the growth and metabolism. uh, the type of biogas and produced depend upon the microbes and the organic substance they utilize. In the example cited and in relation to the fermentation of dough, cheese making and the production of beverage and the main gas produced was CO2. However, the certain bacterial which grow anaerobically on the cellulosic material produce large amount of methane along with CO2 and H2. These bacteria are collectively called methanogen. Okay, and one common bacteria, Methanobacterium, these are very commonly found in the anaerobic slug and the sewage treatment. These bacteria are also present in the rumens, a part of stomach of cattle, and a lots of cellulosic material present in the food cattle also is also present in the rumens, and the rumens bacteria help in the breakdown of cellulose and देखो न्यूमोनिक बैक्टीरिया होता है, ओके, करने की बात नहीं है। हाँ, and a play an important role in nutrition of the cattle. Do you think human beings are able to digest cellulose present in our food? Thus, excreta dungs and the cattle commonly called gober, okay, and enrich bacteria. Dung can be used for generation biogas and commonly called gober gas. Biogas plant consists of a concrete tank 10 to 15 feet deep in which bio-waste are collected and a slurry dung is fed. A floating cover. इसका भी आप बड़े आराम से पिक ले सकते हैं, काफ़ी इम्पोर्टेंट है। ओके, इसका तो स्क्रीनशॉट ले ही लेना चाहिए। This is इसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले लिया जाए, चलिए हो गया। नाउ प्लेस्ड। उफ सॉरी, बैक हो गया गलती से। हम्म, 1 मिनट पर, सॉरी गाइस, गलती से वो बैक हो गया था। थोड़ा सा वेट कर लिया जाए, उसको आने दिया जाए। नाउ स्टार्ट करते हैं इसे। हाँ। Placed over the slurry, which keeps on rising as the gas produced in the tank due to the microbial activity. The biogas plants as an outlet which is connected to a pipe to supply and biogas nearby house, and the spent slurry is removed through the another outlet and may be used as fertilizer. Cattle dung is the available in a large quantity of rural areas where cattle are used for a variety of purpose, and the bios and so biogas are often important built in rural area, and biogas thus produced is a used for the cooking and lighting, and the picture of biogas plant is shown in figure 10.8, and technology of bioproduction was developed in India mainly. Okay, mainly due to the effort of Indian Culture Research and Institutional, that is called IARI, Khadi, and the Village Industry Commission. Okay, if your school situated in a village or nearly village, it would be very interesting to inquire if there are biogas plants nearby. Visit the biogas plant and learn more about the what out it and from the people who are actually managing it. Microbes as a biocontrol agent. Biocontrol refers to its use of biological method and the controlling method is based in modern society. These problems have been tackled increasingly by the uses of chemical, by the uses of insecticide and the pesticide. These chemical are toxic, extreme harmful, and the use to human beings and animal likes alike, and have been polluting our environment, soil, ground and water, and the fruits, vegetable and plants. Our soil is polluted through the we decide to remove it. Biological control or dis- diseases, waste and diseases. In agriculture, there is method of controlling pest that relies on natural predation and rather than the produce reduced introduced chemical. A key belief of organic farming farmers is that biodiversity further health. A more variety of landscape has a more sustainable it is. The organic farmer therefore work to create a system where insect there are sometimes called pests are were not eradicated, okay, but instead are kept at the manageable level by the complex system of check and and balance within a lungs with living and vibrant ecosystem. Contrary to the conventional farming and practice, which often use chemical method to kill and both useful. Okay, and now and harmful life forms indiscriminately, and this is a holistic approach that seek to develop an understanding the wave interaction between the myriad and of the organism that constitute the field fauna flora, and the organic farmers hold the view of eradication of creature are that are the often described as a beast is not only a possible but also a undesirable, for without them benefit predator Parasitic insect which depend upon them as a food or a host would not be able to survive. Thus, the uses of biocontrol measure will greatly reduce our dependence on the toxic chemical and the pesticide. An important part of our biological farming and approach become a familiar various life forms and inhabits farmers predators as well as the pest also their life cycle and the patterns fitting the habitats and their preferred, and they will help to develop appropriate biocontrol. Okay, the very familiar beetle with red black marking and the ladybirds and the dragonflies are useful to get rid and aphids and mosquitoes and respectively. An example of microbial biocontrol agent can be induced in order to control butterfly caterpillar in bacteria bacillus and theoretically often written as bt. These are available in sackets as dried spore, which are mixture with the water and sprayed up onto vulnerable plants such as brassicas and fruit trees and areas the where these are eaten by the insect and larvae in the gut of larvae and the toxin released and the larvae get killed, and the bacteria disease will kill caterpillar and but the weave of other insects and unharmed because of the undevelopment of method of genetic engineering in the last decade or so. The scientists have induced bee and the theogenesis, okay, theogenesis and toxic genes into a plant such plant are resistant to attacked by the pest. And bt cotton is one such an example which is being cultivated in some stages of our country. You will learn more about the chapter 12. Okay, biological control being developed for uses of treatment plants and diseases is the fungus trichoderma, and trichoderma species are the free living fungi that are very common in the root ecosystem, and they are effective biocontrol agent and for the several plant pathogen. And the baculovirus are pathogens that attack the insect or other arthropoda, and majority of baculovirus used as biological control agent are in the genus and nucleopolyheptovirus. Okay, these viruses are excellent candidate for the species specific and narrow spectrum in insecticidal application. They have been shown to have no negative impact on plants, the mammals and birds, and or even non-target insect. This is especially desirable when beneficial insects are being conserved to add in an overall integrated pest management IPM program, or when an ecological sensitive areas is being treated. Okay, microbes is biofertiles without present daily style daily lifestyle. Environmental pollution is the major cause of concern. The uses of chemical fertilizer meet the ever increasing. Okay, the demand of agriculture was has contributed the significantly this pollution. Of course, we have now realized that there are problems associated with the overuse of chemical fertilizer, and there is a large pressure to switch to organic farming. The uses of biofertilizer and the biofertilizers are the organisms that enrich the nutrients, the quality of soil, and the main source of biofertilizer of bacteria and the fungi and the cyanobacteria. You have studied about the nodules on the root of leguminous plants formed by the symbiotics association rhizobium, and these bacteria might fix the atmospheric nitrogen to organic food forms, and which is used by the plant as the nutrients on other bacteria can be fixed atmospheric nitrogen while free living in the soil. Example, azosphyllum and azobacter. Okay, thus enriching the nitrogen content. Fungi are also known as from the symbiotic association with plant mycorrhiza. Many members of the genus Glomus from mycorrhiza fungal symbionts in this association absorb phosphorus from the soil and passes to the plant. Plant having such a association show the other benefit also, such as resistance to root-borne pathogens and tolerance, salinity and drought, and overall increase in plant growth and development. Can you tell what advantage the fungus derive from this association? Cyanobacteria antibiotics microbes widely distribute in aquatic and terrestrial environment, many of which can fix atmospheric nitrogen. Example, Anabena, nostoc, oscillata, etc. In paddy fields, cyanobacteria serve as an important biofertilizer. ब्लू ग्रीन एल्गी एड माइक्रो माइक्रो सॉरी ब्लू ग्रीन एल्गी होता है, एक ऑर्गेनिक मैटर है जो कि सॉइल में होता है, ठीक है। तो organic matter to the soil and increase fertility. And the currently in our country, a number of biofertilizer are available commercially in the market, and the farmer use these regularly in their field and replenish soil nutrients and to reuse dependence on the chemical fertilizer. Okay, एंड नाउ समबड़ी को देख लेते हैं अब। कुछ समबड़ी तो इम्पोर्टेंट होता ही है, सिंपल सी बात। समबड़ी ने पढ़ा तो क्या ही पढ़ा। कहते हैं माइक्रोब्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट ऑन लाइफ ऑन द अर्थ एंड नॉट एट ऑल माइक्रोब्स आर पैथोजेनिक एंड microbes, many microbes are useful human beings, and we use microbes and microbically and derived from the product almost every day. Bacteria called lactic and bacteria lab and grow into in milk converted it. हाँ, ओके, ठीक है। हाँ, and converted it to curd. And thought that the dough which is used to make bread and is fermented by the yeast is called s- Saccharomyces and the cerevisiae. Certain diseases such as idli and dosa are made up of dough fermented by microbes. Bacteria and fungi are used to impart texture and taste, flavor, and to use. Microbes are used to produce industrial products, lactic acid and acetic acid and alcohol, which are used in variety of processes in the industry. And antibiotic like penicillin produced by the useful microbes are used to kill disease causing harmful microbes. And the antibiotic have played a major role in controlling infectious diseases like diphtheria and whooping cough and pneumonia for more than the 100 years. Microbes are being used to treat sewage water waste, and by the process of activation, slug the formation, and the help of in the recycling of water in nature. Methanogens produce methane gas and biogas, and while the degrading plant waste and the biogas produced by the microbes is used uh, as a source of energy in rural area. And microbes also be used to harmful pest, and it is called biocontrol. And biocontrol measure helps to us to avoid heavy use of toxic pesticide for the controlling pest. There is a need of these days to push for use of biofertilizers in the place of biochemical. It is clear from the diverse uses human beings have put microbes to that they play an important role in the welfare of human society. So guys, thank you. So guys, thanks you to watching the video till the end. You are also a part of journey of NEET, so please like, share and subscribe. Bye bye.